Video journal entry 5 for the year, 57 in total, May 31st, 2026. This is my first month after quitting my job. It has been a flop. I feel it's been a flop, but I've also, I guess, learned some things as well. It was a flop in a way that I kind of touched on it in a short video, but essentially, I feel like perhaps I should have gave myself a rest for that first month of pursuing and embarking this journey. I should just give myself a rest to do things I want to do and just relax and ease my brain. But I didn't. What did I do? I threw myself into this high rate of failure ass challenge. And of course, I'm flopping at it. I gave myself the challenge of trying to get 10,000 followers to make $10,000 in 30 days. Crazy ass and expectations. Doesn't matter. I'm trying it anyway. And I'm reaping the results from it, which is failing. And I feel like that failing kind of made me unnecessarily nervous and scared about the path that I'm embarked on of trying to create my own income with my own creativity and with my own artwork. And it made me kind of hesitate a bit. There's no turn back. I mean, there's no hesitate. I'm in it now. But it made me not have that great of a feeling. But at the same time, I said in that short video as well, but I feel like it was good that I threw myself in a challenge in a way because it got my body and mind in like motion of going towards what I wanted to, and got my body in motion of creating and coming down to my studio and making work and things of that nature. At the same time, like I said, I don't know if it was really good for like my mental health wise. I'm coming to the end of the challenge. I failed on like all fronts. There was like the only thing that I completed was I'm about to complete is the 30 days. But besides that, it's kind of like a failure. But as I mentioned, I think I learned some things as well in the fact that like I just need to accept what my body's natural pace is. I feel like my mind moves at a fast pace, but my body moves at a snail's pace. My body moves kind of slow with things. Like, for example, when I was organizing this trying to do the challenge, it was for my ceramics page. I had like weekly sprints where I would do a sprint to do one specific like ceramics project. But I'm realizing, ceramics in general takes time. You can't really speed a kiln firing. You can't speed drying as much without risking parts of the piece kind of failing. So that takes time. And then mentally and like physically, I think it takes time. So I realized that those week sprints maybe weren't as viable, and that maybe I'll have to spend more time on certain tasks and projects that I want to do, which I would like to do. I would like to spend time on it. But I feel like, things just feel so rapid pace when you're trying to do things on social media. And the fact that I was trying to do this challenge. So I think I put that extra pressure and time constraint on myself, which I realized it's not good for functioning. I think like emotionally this month, I've been thinking some things to myself of like, I need to regulate my emotions better. I thought was pretty good at regulating my emotions, but I'm realizing that I'm good at regulating my emotions when it comes to how I communicate and interact with others. Like, I'm not really one for letting other people try to dictate my emotions and that sort of like crashing out and things like that. I'm not really one to do that. But when it comes to myself and how I view myself and how I process certain things and certain feelings, I feel like it can really be kind of erratic sometimes. Like, I'll have these really good highs and I'll be feeling really good, and then other times I'll feel so low and it feels like it's happening really quickly. So I'm telling myself that I really need to regulate my emotions internally, especially as we necessary now when I'm going to be trying to push and throw myself into this comforting situation. So I need to be able to manage the results of that emotionally, of kind of letting things fly off the shoulder and accepting failures. Like, I know I need to fail quicker to succeed quicker. So just letting these things, accepting them as they are and accepting them as steps towards something, and versus internalizing them as like faults within myself in certain cases. So I'm realizing in that regard, I did create things that I wanted to create. Like, I finished this jar. I did a project where one of the things I was doing on my ceramics page was making cry jars inspired by a song called Cry Jar. And I made, this is one of the things that I've made, which I think it's so cute. I love how you can... Like, I love how you can like shift the lid around and then the positionings of the flowers will change. Ooh. I think that's really cute, and I'm really happy with that project. I'm also thinking about like my ways of working. I think I mentioned this before, but I understand that like I need to make high ticket things and I need to like exhibit high value, because not no alpha value man type of way of value, but in the sense that like I know I am not the type of ceramicist to be cranking out mugs and 100 mugs and things like that. Like that's just not me, and that's not what I want to do, and that's not how I want to work. I want to make, I think, art pieces. So I'm thinking about what that would look like, of making ceramic installations and making larger vessels, more intricate vessels. I think I've been so constrained of time and thinking about time constraint that I haven't been working on those type of pieces that might take longer. But this, after this sprint that I do, or after the challenge, I'm gonna give myself time that I need to work on projects as I need be, like I said, with the time that I need to work on them, and see what those outcomes are, and then try to push from there. I think I'm gonna be taking a step back. I feels, how do I say it? It feels discomforting, and just the ways of working towards social media, like having to put creativity on social media and ways of wanting to succeed. You feel like you have to put social media first, and you have this like social media strategy mind first, and then sometimes the art falls on the wayside. I'm actually gonna put the social media on the wayside because, I need to convey what I'm doing and the artistry that I'm trying to engage in, and convey the craftsmanship to really get the social media outcome and perception that I really want, And I can't get that from like trying to do the whole social media thing on the forefront. I don't know if that made sense, but it made sense in my head. Like, for example, I think it was something. I feel like it made sense. I think that made sense in my head. Just for example, like I said, like I want to show craftsmanship aspects of taking time and really doing intricate things, and that needs time that I can't really speed up as much for social media, like I mentioned before, with like my scheduling and with the sprints and things like that. So I am going to put like the art more in the forefront and see where that leads me. Hopefully it's something decent, some good. I feel like I'm terrible with like following trends on social media. Like I can pattern recognize. I have good pattern recognition. So I'll see exactly like, okay, people are doing this, people are doing that. Let me do that. But I can't never follow through with doing it. I end up doing some weird stuff and weird shit. And like making a video about making something inspired by a song called A Cry Jar. Like people don't give a damn about stuff like that. Or like I just made a video about, that's why you see these flowers there. I'm making a video for my Starbucks page. I hope to post today about storytelling through the language of flowers. And it's like 20 minutes of me expressing a story that I made up based on what certain flowers mean. And I just don't think people care about that shit enough. Like I'm not really good of like keeping up with pop culture. I've always been like that. I'm kind of like the late bird to things. Like I don't get put on to a song and really enjoy a song till like a few months later after it's come out. I may not enjoy something till like some years later and people have already gone past it. I'm not really good with pop culture, and I really don't watch like a lot of TV and stuff like that. But I'm gonna try to do my best to try to engage people, into things that maybe they want to engage in, and try my best to try to add a pop culture lens to things that I'm doing. That's going to be like my focus coming into like next month. It's so crazy that the year's gone by. It's already Q2, but I guess for me, it's just the start of the journey since, I just started my quitting the job thing in end of April, and it's now May. So for me, it's the start, but it feels weird in relation to thinking about the year, which is already almost halfway through. But yeah, that's where I've been at this month. Let's see how next month goes. I think mood-wise, like I said, I'm working on regulating my emotions. I'm getting certain things done in one regard where I'm creating, I'm making songs, I'm making videos, making pods, but I'm not getting the results that I'm wanting when it comes to finance and when it comes to cultural currency, etc. I'm not getting those results the creating thing, I'm always going to be creating. I really need the results in that like cultural currency, finance aspect, career aspect. That's where I really need results in right now in my life, so I can really get to this zen stage where I'm feeling more comfortable. I feel like for a long time in my adulthood, I have not felt any comfort and stability. I've always been trying to get to a certain point, and I'm really tired of being in that place. So I'm trying to get into this crunch hour. I want to pay off my mortgage. I want to pay off my student loans so I can just be free and do what I want to do and be a butterfly. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. See me next month. Bye-bye.